All right. We are going. We are ready. Now we just need some chatters. Let's see, I'm actually going to record while I stream today, just to show some finishing polymer clay steps, or finishing polymer clay pendant steps, I guess. I'm going to press start recording. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. Okay. Now, what I want to do, put a finish glaze on some of these, maybe some resin, and I need to put a bunch of clasps on everything. So we're gonna do that. These ones specifically that have the powdered pigment on them need a top coat of glaze to hold in that pigment, because it does slowly kind of rub off. So let's do that. Just gonna make sure there's no dust on here. All right. So I am using a Sculpey satin glaze. This bottle has seen better days. Oh no, my trash can's far away. Why? Why, trash can? And I ruined the brush that I like to use for this. So unfortunately, I'll be using a different kind of brush. Fortunately, this particular pendant got a bit of a bend in it when it cooked. So I'll have to list it as such. Not perfect. And I'm just sort of punching in the glaze into my texture there. Don't necessarily want the texture to fill up with glaze. I do want it to be evenly glazed, I guess. And on a lot of these I sort of skipped a step because I was trying to photograph them real quick, so I went ahead and put chains on them and stuff, but they actually still need to be sandpapered. So you can see there's some like little edges that I need to go through. But I figured I'd do this real quick. Okay, put that one to the side. These pendants were really fun to make. It was basically just using scraps and coming up with a crazy slab and then cutting the shapes out from there. This is a satin glaze, which means that it won't be necessarily shiny, but it also won't be matte. It's sort of right in between there. Glazing your clay helps protect it, but it also helps bring out a lot of the shimmer, especially in the metallics, and it also helps bring out the clarity in the translucent clays. You'll see when these dry, and they dry pretty quickly, that they'll definitely look, it's almost as if you turn up the brightness on them. It brings out a lot of clarity when you glaze. Again, I'm just sort of punching in to where I have a lot of texture to make sure we don't have any pools of glaze. And I'm just putting those to the side to dry. A lot of these pendants were part of videos on my YouTube channel, part of tutorials, so I'm just trying to finish them up so I can do something with them. This one was a tutorial on using powdered pigments and stencils together on clay. these ones are so distinct, I almost don't want to put a glaze over the whole thing. Maybe I'll leave this green and that green unglazed. We'll see how that looks. Maybe the red as well. See if that dries. Oh, this is the one that I'm definitely gonna have to put a clasp on because it's just a choker. It's a very short chain. Not a clasp. People can't put it on. Hello, Maria, over on YouTube. Thank you for joining. And Maria, just so you know, I'm also streaming on Twitch. So if you see me talking to someone that you cannot see, you're not crazy, they're just on a different platform. So I'll try to say what platform people are on. How are you doing today, Maria? This one's got a bit of sand and stuff in it from what I used to make the texture. See if we can get some of that out. Maria Williams over on YouTube says, figuring out what to do craft-wise has been threatening to do some, oh, you've been threatening to do some wire earrings with polymer clay. Maria, are you a wire wrapper or more of a polymer clay person? Wire wrapping's hard. I have been in a bit of a slump video-wise of what to make for videos. Mostly just because it's that time of year where everyone is sick and things have just been ruining my schedule. So I'm glad I'm sitting down and doing something. Oh, Maria, you're just on here getting some inspiration. Well, that is good. YouTube and Pinterest. Pinterest is my definite place to go for inspiration. There's so much amazing stuff on there. So for these two have some air bubbles in them. from baking. And I'm wondering, I'm hoping that I have enough UV resin to cover that up. And maybe we can add a little extra something. Alright, so I've got a big thing of resin inclusions, and this is all my stuff that works well with resin. So let's see if we have anything that sort of matches any of the colors in this. Maybe we can add some mica flakes to the gold or something like that. Blue sort of matches. Let's see, and I'm sort of low on UV resin, so hopefully we can do what we want here. Make that bigger again. Maria on YouTube says, yeah, same here, but once I get on Pinterest, I end up watching it all day and then my day runs out. Yeah, Pinterest is incredibly addicting. It's just so, like, it's so inspiring. There's so much to look at. I mean, really anything you can imagine. I'm also very fond of like falling into rabbit holes, you know, on Wikipedia or Pinterest or whatever. I don't know, I just love that feeling that like once you realize something, then you can keep researching it and go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. All right, let's see. Let's just start with one. Hi, Gucci, over on Twitch. Thank you so much. They said, I love your hair. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are you today, Gucci? Okay, so on this one, I'm just putting a little bit of UV resin, and I'm sort of going to use this as a glue to put some inclusions down. And then we'll put another top coat of UV resin on it. Gucci over on Twitch says, I'm good, even though I kind of regret eating a Big Mac for breakfast. Yeah, that probably doesn't feel very good. Although it does sound delicious right now. I'm just sort of visually scraping the UV resin over to the edge, and that'll even out on its own. Now let's see what we can do for some inclusions. Hello, Veronica over on YouTube. Says, I love watching your videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you doing today? Kitty Crusade over on Twitch sent some emojis. They are little cyclopses in helmets, I think. Gucci says, you're a Leo. I always vibe with Leos as a Capricorn. I followed you. Thank you very much, Gucci. for following. And yeah, I super vibe with fellow Leos. I really do. Kitty Crusade says, yes, those the emojis are cats in helmets. I don't get emojis right very often. Veronica over on YouTube, you like watching my videos. What kind of creative stuff do you do? Veronica says, over on YouTube, I do a little bit of everything, but right now I'm really excited about resin and clay. I hear ya. Resin and clay is a very fun combination. Especially if you're using UV resin, because it's so much faster. I just recently switched over to UV resin and I'm totally addicted. These mica flakes, which are made by Art Ingredients, are a little bit thicker than the, what are these ones? Ice resin ones. So I don't know. One reason I like them, though, is because they actually look gold. And these, the ice resin ones kind of disappear a little bit. Veronica asks, what do I like about UV resin the most? The speed. It's got to be the speed. It's you don't have to wait 48 hours to find out if something, you know, looked good or not. And gosh, I just, you know, I can throw clay in the oven, take it out, and once it's cool, just go ahead and do the resin on it. And then, you know, 90 seconds later, be putting a chain on it and wearing it. In your home. Let's see. right. Alright, let's put some UV light on this, and if you have epilepsy, I've heard that sometimes my camera can make this look like it's flashing, so you may want to look away for a minute and a half. And these ones over here are still drying, but they're looking good. They're dry to the touch. And these ones over here that are drying are just have a coating of, what is this stuff called? Glaze on them. Clay glaze, polymer clay glaze. Oops. This guy's almost done. I cannot tell you how many paintbrushes I have ruined with resin. I need to get like little sticks. Okay, this guy's done. Thank you, Maria. Have a wonderful day. And good luck with your project. Alright, so that was the UV resin for 90-ish seconds. That's looking good. Let's put one more top coat on it to cover up the divots that the inclusions have made. And one thing I really like about resin is that you can push it right to the edge and the tension, the surface tension, will hold it there as long as you don't go too far. If you go too far, you will get drips. But for the most part, it holds on pretty well, so you can get a dome effect without spilling as long as you're working on a flat surface. So I'm just bringing over my blobs of resin to the edge. Superfly Squirrel over on YouTube is asking how I like doing arts and crafts passion full-time. I love it. I love it. I am poor though. I'm a very poor person now, money-wise. But I am a rich person, emotionally. I'm very happy to be out of the drudgery of corporate offices. I get to spend more time with the things and people I love and pets that I love. Yeah, and I get to be, you know, creative and talk to other creative people. So yeah, I love it. I love it. As long as I don't need money anytime soon. Yeah, that looks pretty smooth. A little bit more out here. What I do when I'm leaning down is I'm looking at the reflection of the light on it, and you can see the edge of where the resin is sitting. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna throw this on here, and since we have some new people, if you have epilepsy, you may want to look away for about a minute, because I've heard that my UV light can look like it's flashing. To me, it's not flashing, but on the screen it can sometimes. My hands are sticky. Superfly Squirrel over on YouTube. Yes. Fulfillment is priceless. This isn't the first time that I've sort of left the corporate world to try to pave my own path. I did it, when was that? Before I had kids, I had a bridal hair fascinator business. So I made like those big crazy fascinators with the veils. And I did that for a couple years, I guess. And really, honestly, I just got sick of working with brides. So I went back to an office job, and then I was in that office job for 7 years. And that was the one I just left. Veronica, yeah, so Veronica over on YouTube says that I should try to go to art fairs or little markets to sell what you've made. It helps me tremendously when I'm running low on funds. Yeah, so, you know, over the holidays, I did a ton of markets. Some were very successful, some weren't, of course. And my focus was very much on making stuff to sell. And then after the holidays were over, I kind of had to regroup a little bit and put my focus back on making videos and gaining, you know, followers and presence and all that stuff, because ultimately that's how I would love to make my money, is to be, you know, helping other people, talking with other people, being social, doing that kind of thing. Ultimately, I would rather not be making a physical product to support myself. But because I do tutorials, I end up with all this other stuff, which here, I know you can't see, but like all, you know, all these necklaces and stuff I end up just because I'm doing tutorials. So anyways, yeah, I do sell them. I sell them on Etsy mostly, sometimes on my own site, but my own site's harder to update. All right, let's see. That is looking pretty good. So this was clay pendant like this. And this one in particular had some bubbles from baking underneath the first layer of clay. So I threw some resin on there, put some inclusions that matched the colors, and we just did some blue, some lighter blue, and then a gold, and put a double coat of resin on it. I think it looks pretty good. I like it. All right, So I'm just gonna push over my UV. I'm gonna put that there. I keep hitting the thing. All right. So many of these are now dry with that first coat of glaze. And some of these look fine. I think that one's finished. But some of these have, looks like it could use a little more punch. Oh, Veronica, thank you so much, and thank you for stopping by and chatting. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. It's funny because some of these really look perfectly fine with just one coat of the glaze, and some just need a second one. You can also get out fingerprints and stuff with multiple coats of glaze. Well, you're not really getting it out, right? You're just kind of covering it up. That one looks good. Superfly Squirrel says, I love your headband because it looks like part of your hair. I want more headbands. I need more, like, I don't know, crazy hair stuff. I always think, duh, I should make some, but, you know, making stuff for myself is never as exciting. Alright, so I'm just going to go through and with my X-Acto blade, which is feeling very loose, I'm just going to take off some of this edging. And I can hit this with sandpaper afterwards too to make sure it's a smooth finish on the edge. But I find an X-Acto to be expedient. So glad we have so many people stopping by from YouTube today. Usually YouTube is not a big chat zone for me. Hello, XL over on Twitch. Thank you for stopping by. We've got multiple people talking on YouTube and a couple people on Twitch. And I am just working on putting some finishing touches on some polymer clay pendants, which I originally made in tutorial videos, but then never finished in real life. So that is what I'm doing. Right now, I'm just trying to take the sort of rough edge off of these pendants, and then I'll hit them with sandpaper to really smooth it. Excel, I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to drop by. I know you've been busy at work lately. Superfly Squirrel over on YouTube says, is there something you've tried and decided that it wasn't for you, like crocheting or paper making, for example? Yeah, sure. I learned how to knit once, and I didn't stick with that. I went back to crochet. I don't know, crochet's a little more like simple to me or something. You know, it's just one hand. You only need instructions for one hand. I don't know. So knitting wasn't really for me. What else? I like to draw, but I'm not great at it, and I'm not willing to put the time in to make that change. I think I draw, you know, I probably draw better than the average, like, non-creative person, but I really draw pretty illustratively and cartoony. So I wouldn't say that I've stuck with that very much. I tried wire wrapping recently, which was harder than I expected. But I might try it again. XL says he's super busy. Yeah. Well, thank you for stopping by, even though you're super busy. Appreciate it. Hello, Sprago. Sprago is over on Twitch. Thank you for joining us. I am streaming on YouTube and Twitch, so if anybody sees me talking to someone that they don't see talking, that's why. Sprago over on Twitch says, if Katie wants to know, if she drew something, would you make a resin necklace thing out of it? Yeah. Sure. Tell her if she wants, because I know she's talked about being a guest on my show. If she wants to come over, I can show her how to do it on camera. Sprago says they're watching me on a big screen TV right now. How's it look? Yeah, let me switch my I'll give you my face big. Now how does it look? So clear that you can see my wrinkles. Sprago says very clear. Awesome. So Sprago, I know you like the resin. I don't know if you saw this. I had a, oh, here, let me switch it again. I had a clay pendant that had a couple bubbles in it in the clay, and so I thought I'd fix it with resin. So I did UV resin with some inclusions that matched the clay just in those certain spots. I think it came out pretty nice. Oops. This one might just need some sandpaper. Not really even. Out to the side. And I said in the beginning of the stream, but I don't know how many people were around to hear it. I don't usually wait until I have chains on things to do the finishing touches. I usually do chains last. But because these were all made in tutorials, I threw chains on them real quick to take pictures for thumbnails and stuff like that. So they're sort of just half finished. Not detailed. Oops. Kind of love this one. I might have to keep this one. Looks like some of these I already did this with my X-Acto once it was after it came out of the oven. Some of them I did not. I'm sort of excited about this one too because it's a little tiny choker. I don't usually make chokers, so I'm sort of excited to see how that one turns out. All right, let's clean up here. So we can move on to the next part. Alright, so I've got jewelry findings here that I'm going to finish off necklaces with. Oh, and it looks like, so this one already has a clasp on it. So that one doesn't need anything except, I feel like it's, maybe that one would look good with resin on it. Just seems a little dull. I don't know, I'll have to think about that one. Let's see, we can start with this one. This one needs a clasp. I'm just going to use my wire cutters and cut as perfectly in the center as I can. Just have to find findings of the same color. Oh, those ones. And those ones. So I've got jump rings and clasp in the same color as my chain. If I remember correctly, these jump rings are not great. So we'll have to see. I know I bought, maybe it wasn't these ones. These ones look pretty thick. I bought some brand and they fall apart when you try to open them. Like, what's the point of these? Just open them. On one side, all we need is the loop. On the other side, we need a loop and a closure. Clasp, whatever you want to call it. This one doesn't want to go in its home. Hello, Janine, over on YouTube. Am I saying your name right? How are you? These ones feel good and strong. Right, so now we have a choker. Little mermaid scales or something on it. Okay, where did I put the other one that was finished? Right there. Let's see. This one the same color. So this one is a really long chain. So I can choose not to do a clasp on it. I may add some like dangling chains or something to this one. Because a lot of times when people like really long necklaces, they're using them to layer. So it might be nice to have maybe a shorter chain with this one or something like that. So I will put that one over to this side for a possible addition. Let's see. All right, and this one, it looks like I already put a clasp on it. So that one technically is done. I'll probably just hit it with some sandpaper, and if the sandpaper changes the finish on it at all and I want to have it be more uniform, I'll hit the back with a glaze. For now, that one is donezo's. All right, now this one is on a real brass chain. So let's see if I have some brass findings, but they're not like real brass color. They're just a little bright, but that may have to do. Janine, thank you so much. She's over on YouTube and she says, lovely pieces, and she's glad to have caught a bit of my live stream. Thank you very much. I'm glad you did as well. I'm glad there's so many people over on YouTube watching today. Usually YouTube's a little quiet. But you guys are bringing it today. Where's my cutters? Open up these jump rings, stick them on here. Hopefully this jump ring isn't too thick. The chain, nope, it fits. I'm gonna leave that one open because I need to look for a clasp in that brass color, which I'm thinking I don't have any of. Might have to fudge it. I don't see any in that color. I think we can probably get away with this. It's a little more coppery, but let's try it. I mean, it's sort of a warm brass, cool brass. Maybe no one will notice. Yeah, actually that looks pretty good. Blends right in. Right. There's that one on a real brass chain, which is cool. I like using real brass sometimes because I wonder if with wear it gets patinaed, you know? Janine says, on the spot problem solving. Yes. You know it. Now, for these ones, I'm really trying to do something a little different, but I couldn't find the exact tools I needed. So what I'm hoping is that I can maybe fudge it. So I have gold eye screws in there, which were baked in with the pendant. And what I would like to do is I'd like to attach these to cord, but I would like caps on the cord. Now these are caps for the clasp of the necklace, but I'm gonna see if I can open these up. And Sprago, this is what I was talking about, by the way. This is what I was talking about with the confusing caps that I was looking for. So I think if we just go like this, we take off the little chain. Then get a clean cut of this. I should have checked the size before I stuck it on there. Oh, that might be a little too big. Let's see the smaller size. But I think it's gonna work. This is exciting. Let's see. Yeah, that one's a better fit. Okay. Take that off. I'd love to find a better quality version of these. I guess I just need to figure out what they're called. What are they called? Bullets. They're called bullets. Who knew? Cord bullets. Well, now that I know that, maybe I can find the right ones. These ones aren't terrible. The jump rings are fine, but they're just very bright gold. Oops. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I lost my jump ring. Let's try that again. This jump ring is being a pain in my butt. Tiny little curve in it that I'm trying to fix, and it does not want to be fixed. It's resisting my fixing. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. And then, from what I've been told, you just glue these things on. So let's add... Oh, I'm just making a mess here. Okay. I've got a jewelry and metal glue. So I'm thinking, since the inside of these are metal, hopefully this will work. I know some people just use a white glue, but I want to make sure this stays. Let's see. I'll put a little bit in there. This stuff just smells like super glue. I don't know. Maybe it is just super glue. Okay, we're gonna put some maybe like around this. I should be wearing gloves. Trying to squish this all together. Alright, I'm going for it. I'm touching it. In there somehow. Voila. Okay, just let that dry, I guess. You guys hear my fingers? It is like super glue, it's just a little bit stickier. Pull out some gloves. Alright, so I'm not going to mess with that one while that side's drying. I'll do the other side afterwards. And then I guess I can use, well, I don't know. Now I only have one of that size because it comes in a 3-pack of sizes. Sure, I don't know. But I also have these connectors. And these are just called glue-on hook clasp. And these come in different sizes too. That's a nice clasp though. Okay, what else did I have? I've got this one, the resin one. So this one has gold eye hoops in it. Shoe. Could do a gold chain. I really only have a big gold chain. I've got a rose gold, but no, that doesn't work. I might have to wait on this one until I have a daintier gold chain, because I don't know if this one, well, I mean, it does look cool, the big chain. Janine says E6000 would be a good option as well. Yes, and I think I do have some of that somewhere. My fingers are super glued. No. You know what? I may wrap this up because I don't know if I have what I need for the rest of them. Oh, this one I haven't put a clasp on yet. Let's see how big it is. Yeah, that one needs a clasp. Let's put a clasp on it. Janine likes the gold chain. I do too, but I feel like, I don't know. It's very chunky. I don't know if other people like chunky chain. I think it looks cool. This one does not want to cut. Gosh. Okay. Got gold clasps there. I'm just looking for a thicker jump ring, but these might have to do. I don't know where the rest of my gold jump rings went. Little guys might be better. Once these are all done, then I will take them and take pictures of them in natural daylight on different backgrounds. Then I edit the pictures and I list them on wherever I'm going to list them. It's good too to take product shots because then I can use them on my social media and stuff. Content. Okay, there's another finished one. So I guess that's it, because this one, even if it does need gold chain, I need gold jump rings, which apparently I'm out of. I don't know how. But anyways, here, let's see. Let's clean up. Show some finished and semi-finished pieces. That one's going to the side because it needs something. I think this recent set of necklaces is pretty cool. We'll see how they do. So there we go. There's all the ones that we finished today. So thank you everybody so much for coming and stopping by and chatting. Thank you to YouTube and Twitch. And thank you to everyone who are watching in both places or one place. And I hope you will come back. I will be live streaming again on Thursday. I also post tutorials usually twice a week on YouTube. And you can find me everywhere at tonicraftshow. And Toni is spelled with an I. All right, so everybody, thank you so much. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you. Bye, Superfly Squirrel.